Hello and welcome to this week's Rotherham Advertisers SportsChat Podcast. Joining me around the table is Millers correspondent David Beddows.
Good day.
And news editor Michael Upton.
Morning.
Morning, gentlemen. It's a little bit of a sombre atmosphere in the Rotherham Advertiser offices this week. Saturday saw another defeat for Rotherham United, which sees them sit at the foot of the table now, the Championship table. 3-0 away at Derby. Dave, in isolation, that result might not be seen as a catastrophe. Derby are a very good team, but with the run that Rotherham are on at the minute, it just seems hard to kick at the moment, this habit, doesn't it?
It is. I mean, winning is a habit, losing is an habit. I mean, the first thing to say is that Derby were very, very good. They're the best side I've seen apart from Brighton so far. Rotherham came with some criticism from Neil Redfern for lacking effort and passion. Probably an element of truth in that. I thought there was a lot of fear in Rotherham's play. It was like they're almost afraid to have a go for getting,
Showed them too much respect, maybe?
Maybe show them too much respect, exactly. They went down 3-0, they might have had a go and lost by 7 or 8. Derby were that good, they could have cut through them. So there was that aspect to it, and that's worth bearing in mind as well.
Michael, it's been a torrid time for Neil Redfern in the early part of his tenure as Rotherham United boss. There's been one or two mutterings from fans of discontent, but I wouldn't say there's any sort of real pressure yet. It's important, isn't it, that the Rotherham fans stick behind their man. It's a big change to make.
Well, it's discontent about the situation they're in as much as it is about the new manager. I think it's unfair that there might be any pressure on Neil Redfern at this stage. It's not his squad, they're not his players. He's only been there 5 minutes. Give the guy a chance. As for Saturday, I think people are disappointed about the performance as much as they are about the result. Derby are a very good side. They're going to be in top 4 this season. I wouldn't have thought there's any doubt about that. The trouble for Rotherham is you look at the next couple of games and you think, are they going to be any easier?
There's got to be a time, hasn't there, Dave? There's got to be a situation where Rotherham pull the socks up, get physical and grind out a draw or 3 points and maybe just worry about the performance a little less and just get some points on the table just to try and dig themselves out of this groove that they're in at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's what he's trying to do already. I think that's what he's tried to do from day one since he come in, Neil Redfern. The lack of goals has been putting pressure on the defence, but of course on Saturday the defence folded. I mean, there's a lot of talk about needing a new striker, but Rotherham don't create many chances. They need somebody in midfield who's got a trick, who can do something a bit different. Again, I refer back to the lad of Foy, who went back to Norwich that time. I know they don't grow on trees, I know they're hard to find, but they need a bit more guile. It's not just about looking at the lack of goals, but it's why they're not scoring.
Michael, taking that into account then, I mean, Neil Redfern needs to get active in the transfer market and Tony Stewart needs to back his man as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, there's a feeling there might be a bit of reluctance from Tony, considering how many players Steve signed either permanently or on loan, especially last season. But it's a new era now. Steve's gone, and if you're going to bring in a new manager, even if he's one who might call your tune a bit more than the slightly more confrontational Steve Evans, you've got to back him. You've got to say, right, do we want to stay in this league or not? At the moment, they're not good enough.
Dave, is that a must for you now? Is it blatantly obvious that this Rotherham squad isn't quite at the required standard through no lack of hard work or effort or determination, just through ability?
I think the league tables are telling you that, isn't it? And you hope that by bringing 2 or 3 more in, it'll lift the standards of the current set, and they'll blend in and make it better. I mean, taking Mike's point, Neil does deserve time. He's got a couple of weeks to play with it, a couple of months to play with until January when he can get into the permanent transfer window and get 2 or 3 people in. The fixtures around that period, should I say, look a bit more winnable. Bear in mind, we've got to play Bolton twice, we've got to play Bristol City twice, we've got to play Leeds, we've got to play Charlton. There's still only 3 or 4 points separating Rotherham from teams in the lower reaches, of mid-table there. So, it's by no means a lost cause.
But Michael, Neil Redfern did state when he came that at times it might be 1 step forward, 2 steps back. We certainly seem to be taking them 2 steps back, and they seem more like strides at the moment, don't they? Well,
it's a strange one because when things are going well, you ask any fan and they can pick their best 11, and they might differ slightly, but they can pick their best 11. Ask a Rotherham fan now, they'd have no idea, I don't reckon, what the team most likely to get a win was, because the players don't necessarily know each other, the manager's getting to know the players are getting to know the manager. This is kind of, and when you're bottom of the league, this tension surrounds every single game. I think it might just take 1 win, and then confidence is up, and then things do start breaking for you. We've seen over the weekend pressure on Chelsea's most successful ever manager, Mourinho, because they've lost a lot of games. And all it takes is decisions to go against you, a few players to be out of form, and you're on a crisis. Rotherham are in a crisis, but they can get out of it. They just need some help.
And could the tide start to turn tomorrow night, Dave? Tuesday night they're playing Middlesbrough away. It doesn't get any easier, does it? I'm afraid there's no let up in this league. But have Rotherham got a chance maybe to go there and hit them on the counter attack?
You can be either daunted by this fixture or take it on and see it as a chance to turn things around. I noticed Charlton clung on and eventually got overturned by Middlesbrough on Saturday. It's I mean, this is a real difficult run for Neil Redfern to come in on this batch of matches. That's got to be said. You've got to put it in the context of this run of matches he's got. But it's a time to stand up and count it tomorrow night.
What have they got to lose? I mean, seriously, if they have a go and they lose 5-0, at least they've had a go. It surely can't be any better to scrap out a 0-0, having been under the cosh and taking every chance, than to have a go and potentially get a 1-0, 2-0 win, or maybe get battered. If you don't have a go, you'll never know, do you?
No, that's true, and I think that's a lesson from Saturday. We've got to take up to the Riverside tomorrow. The problem Saturday again wasn't they conceded early, and then you're looking at a plan B. You've set up to be cautious and to contain, and then suddenly you're asked to do something else, and Rotherham resident about it.
This might be a bit controversial, but I think he needs to stick with Danny Ward. He's had a bit of a checkered start to the season, but when he played well at the back end of last year, he looked like
Is Danny Ward fit?
Player. Is he fit?
Is he fit? I don't know if he is. I don't know if he's physically fit, match fit.
I don't know, but if you're going to bring somebody in, we've said before, you've got to commit to a striker and give it a go. He's not going to get match fit if he doesn't play. But any striker, even if he's not fully fit, he's not going to score if he doesn't get chances.
And obviously it depends as well on Matt Derbyshire's situation. You'd think if he was fit and match fit and ready to go, he'd start. Maybe he's not quite there yet. Maybe he'll be on the bench to give Rotherham some firepower, hopefully in the latter stages.
Ward has been playing out wide as well, hasn't he, as well? And if Derbyshire's back, then it may put him back there.
Yeah, there's space around. Michael doesn't look too impressed with the word firepower when associated with Matt Derbyshire.
Look, with the best of the world, the guy doesn't score that many goals. For a centre forward, he doesn't score enough goals. All right, they don't make enough chances for him, but sometimes strikers have to make things happen.
Right.
When he gets chances, does he score enough goals? That's the question.
Well, let's.
What the fans have to say about that.
You can let us know by tweeting at Rotherham Sport in reply to Michael's damning criticism of Matt Derbyshire. Just looking at tomorrow night's game, then. If we do a quick score prediction, Dave, what we're going for?
I would expect Rotherham to be stronger and more durable tomorrow night. It's difficult to see him get anything there. I'd probably go for a 1-0 defeat, but go and prove me wrong.
Michael?
This is the turning point. It's going to be a 0-0 draw.
Lovely, thank you very much. So we've got the optimistic Upton. He's going for a 0-0 draw, and the wanting to be optimistic David Beddows going for a narrow defeat for the Millers tomorrow night at Middlesbrough.
You sit on the fence?
I'll sit perfectly on the fence. Yeah, they could win, they could lose. I don't know. If you would like to get your score predictions across to us, you can by tweeting at Rotherham Sport, or to reply and join in with the conversation on anything that we spoke about today. That is your channel to do so. We thank you very much for signing up to your free interactive magazine, The Match. Remember to pick up your copy of The Advertiser on Friday for all the reaction to Tuesday night game. Thank you for listening.